the sun catch you crying. The nighttime shadows disappear, and with them go all your tears. Oh, the morning will bring joy for every girl and boy. So don't let the sun catch you crying. We know that crying's not a bad thing, but stop your crying when the birds sing. It may be hard to discover, but you've been left for another. But don't forget that love's a game, and it can always come again. Oh, don't let the sun catch you crying. Don't let the sun catch you crying, oh no. Oh, oh, oh.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden's in Hiroshima, Japan, meeting with other world leaders at a G7 summit. First, one-on-one with Japan's Prime Minister Kishida.
Under Japan's leadership, we've already delivered progress on the G7 agenda this year, and I'm looking forward to our meetings in the days ahead.
The war on Ukraine and relations with China are main topics on the agenda. The Justice Department asked that a Massachusetts Air National Guardsman accused of sharing classified military secrets be held without bail. Prosecutors tell a judge Jack Teixeira had been warned twice.
According to the court filing, Teixeira would jot down top secret information during confidential meetings and was caught viewing content not related to his duties before spreading the information on the Discord social media channel.
Fox's Gary Baumgart. There's a court hearing about Teixeira's attention tomorrow. The TikTok video app is banned in Montana over privacy concerns. So January 1st, there will be court challenges to that. America's listening to Fox News.
97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And today is Thursday, and I got it right. Where's that hollow coming from?
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, that was kind of weird. Hello? Okay, well, maybe I'll just turn that down.
Okay.
That works. How are you ladies?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm Richard
Great.
Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
Do
And
you
I'm
know
Lee
who you are?
Barris.
Okay, good. You do.
Yeah.
Good. We all got it right, too,
We
this
do.
morning.
Yes, we do.
Kind of a nice day this morning. It's 65 degrees out here.
It's very
Get warmer.
nice.
I'm over here having a hot flash, so it's
Oh,
it'll
my
pass.
Lord.
Yeah.
I even turned the stuff on so it will cool down in here for you. You just
Sweating
wear
it out right now.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you go take a dip in the hot tub. It's not on. That'll cool you
That'll
off.
be even worse.
No, it's cool.
Is it a cool tub?
No, well, it is until I turn the heater on.
Well, it may not be. If it's covered, it might be toasty.
Oh, well, who knows?
Mhm.
We got coming up here this morning. We're going to be joined by the High Sheriff of Onslow County,
Mhm.
Chief Law Enforcement Officer here, Sheriff Chris Thomas. Going to be stopping by. We got a few questions to ask him, and there's a Junior Citizens Law Enforcement Academy coming up, so that should be interesting, and have him chat about that a little bit.
It's very cool.
They've done this before,
Mhm.
so we'll see, get his take on it, and see what people can do. If there's still plenty of time, it looks like, if they're not filled up already. But we'll find out what that's all about. And back in grammar school, we had junior police officers.
Mhm.
I remember.
You know what they did? They directed traffic when school let out
That's dangerous these days.
in front of Clyde Irwin.
Well,
What would go out there and they had a little uniform on.
Yeah.
and-
No way.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I like that.
Gordon Bradley's son, a detective with the police department for many, many, many years.
Right.
His son was out there, and he and I were in school together. So it was interesting to have 2 or 3 of those guys. But it saved a police officer from having to be there.
Yeah, and it gave the youngsters recognition.
Yeah, it did.
Made them feel proud to be
Yeah.
out there doing something like that.
Certainly did. So that was cool. I'm gonna make you mad right up front.
Well,
Go ahead.
go ahead. It's been a week of surprises.
I need to turn both of your mics off.
Oh no. Okay.
A Georgia couple has been arrested after their 10-year-old child, who weighed only 36 pounds, was found walking in their neighborhood toward a grocery store in search of food.
I saw that yesterday.
So
Yeah.
did I.
And you didn't get mad?
We had a discussion about
Did
it
you?
at work.
I got-
Yes.
I got very mad.
was
Did you get the Mean
furious.
Girls together?
Need to.
I was ready to pack up and go get that child.
Tyler and Krista Shinley remain held in the Spalding County Jail after a judge denied bond at a hearing earlier in the week. On Friday, after police responded to the 911 call in Griffin, Georgia, the couple's son told officers he was hungry and he was walking to a nearby Kroger to buy food and asked them to please not make him go back home.
Mm.
Woo. You just don't know the thoughts.
And they
I
look
have.
well fed, don't they?
And all the other kids in the home were well fed too.
I
apparently.
noticed that. I noticed how nice and polished and makeup and nice clothes and how well fed they looked. It made me mad. I wanted to stab
That
them.
is that's abuse beyond belief.
Pieces of trash is what they are, Rayford.
Shark poop is what they would be, or should
Yes.
be.
Go for a
I
ride.
can't
to the
stream
stream station.
how this can occur. How any human being, I just can't fathom. And I will guarantee you, if the other children tried to give him food, they would have been
Oh, I'm
punished.
sure they would have been.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were.
Nope.
Following his discovery, the boy, who police described as thin with discolored skin and visible injuries, was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment for malnutrition and a low heart rate.
He was on the verge of death.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was reported that the couple intentionally kept food away from the child and locked him in his bedroom without access to lights, toilet paper, and human interaction, among other basic needs.
Why this child?
The boy suffered dental injuries, no kidding, and disfiguration as a result of abuse from his parents. 4 other children found inside the Shinley's home are currently in the custody of Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services. I expect every one of them will be a witness.
Mm.
A neighbor who lived next door told a news station there she was worried about the children. This is just horrible that anyone would be like this, and by them being my next door neighbor, it makes me wonder if I should have been more observant. That's what she told the TV station. The boy, thank goodness, is now in stable condition. He won't be the same forever.
I think if he gets enough good therapy,
Mm-hmm.
In a loving home.
a loving home, and no interaction with these parents,
Oh yeah, they got to go.
he can make a recovery.
Yeah,
Won't be easy. It'll be long term, but
Yeah,
it's doable.
They got to go. They
Absolutely.
got to go away.
Mhm.
A long, long, long ways
so
away.
yeah, I read it yesterday. I'm very bothered by it.
Yeah, when I read it, I got mean.
Mhm.
You followed that saga. I don't talk about the royal couples
I know
anymore.
what you're going to say, yes.
Did you follow that stupid stuff that they claimed?
I did, and I looked more into it just out of curiosity. And the police are saying that's not how it happened.
Everybody's saying that's not how it could
Yeah.
even have happened. It makes
First
absolutely.
of all, in New York City,
It
there's no
makes
way you can
no
do that
sense
kind of.
whatsoever. It makes zero
Mm-mm.
sense that something like this would.
There's
This claim
the
was made.
traffic there is such. I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is.
Well, just
There's no way you could weave
well,
in and out like
let's
that.
just say they were in a chauffeured limousine. They weren't driving with
Correct.
security on board.
Yeah. And
they said the
security following them.
And paparazzi was following them to the point for 2 hours at a high-speed chase.
You
Never
can't do a
happened.
high-speed chase in New York City. It's
Never
impossible unless the streets are blocked off for just your car.
And then they get out and go into a police precinct,
Mhm.
get safety, and then they come out and get in a yellow taxi,
Well, the
not their limo.
well, the police claim that they were with them from the get-go,
Uh-huh.
and they changed cars a couple of times, and this and it never happened the way
Yeah.
the police are saying. It never happened like this
Imagine.
because I got to have some
Imagine these.
publicity.
Yeah, and that's all it is.
Mhm.
They had the paparazzi at the big event that they were at, and they followed them into whatever. I don't know what they did.
But
or
you're not going
anything
to have a
else.
high-speed chase in New York City.
No.
It's impossible with the amount of traffic there.
And the
It's-
number of police cars there.
It's
And
one
traffic,
car.
and
You
It's
have
just
a
all
big
about attention.
demolition derby.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all you'd have.
Good morning, Sheriff Thomas. How are you? Hold on, let me get your microphone turned on there. There we go.
I'm good. How are y'all doing this morning?
We're hanging in here. We're just ranting and raving.
Talking about the Royals.
It sounds like y'all talking about a circus, actually. That's about what
I know, right? Yeah.
zoo would be more like it. That
Yeah.
should be confined, and that would be the
Mhm.
way it should be done. How are things in the world of law enforcement?
Busy, very busy lately. Everything's been a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff at the office, a lot of stuff in the community. So it's been real busy.
Okay, cool. One thing that I got your release last week, I guess it was, and it's about the Junior Citizens Law Enforcement Academy coming up
Yep.
in June and through July. That's a pretty cool deal.
It is a good deal. We did the first one last year and had a really good turnout. We're still got some seats available this year.
Uh-huh.
It's a good way for young folks to see what law enforcement is really like, as opposed to what they see on TV.
Oh, you mean you can't solve a crime in an hour?
No, you can't. Sure can't. You can't take a fingerprint off the thin air and run it through a computer and get a picture of you either. So, it gives them a chance to see what it's really like. They get to see a K9. They get to go through a firearm simulator, where it's like a virtual deal
Right.
that we have. A number of training things they get to do, and it's I think it's 13 to 17 years old that you can participate in it, and it's I think it's 6 weeks.
Something like that.
It's one day a week, 6 or 8 weeks.
June 15th to July 20th, about 5 or 6 weeks, yeah,
Yep.
something like that.
And the last one's had a really good time. It also gives them a chance to be introduced to our Explorer program.
Uh-huh.
So if somebody is really likes it and wants to learn more and get more involved, they'll get a chance to do that.
I knew a kid when I first moved to Wilmington, and he was in the police explorers.
Mm-hmm.
And after he got out, went to school, and went into the Army, he came back, and he joined the sheriff's office.
Yep.
So he worked there his entire career.
Yep.
And in fact, he was for a big part of his time, he was a corrections officer. He kind of led that organization, that operation. So that was pretty cool. And he just flat enjoyed it all.
What was his name?
Ben Smith.
Yeah.
You know Ben?
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, he and I were really good friends.
Yep. Remember Tripp's first name?
Jeff. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I remember those guys. Anyway, that's a good program. The jail tour. You can take them on tour of the jailhouse.
They get to see the detention center.
Sure, with the inmates.
Yep. Well, they don't get in there with
No,
the
no, no,
inmates,
no.
but
With the
they-
inmates present.
Yep, but the inmates are definitely there, and
Okay.
we carry them on a tour of it from the top floor all the way down to the kitchen and booking, and they get to see the whole facility.
Since these are all minors, you have to get permission from the parents to do this.
Certainly, the parents have to do a release. We bring them in and have a discussion with them, let them know exactly what their children are going to be looking at, and so they're fully informed.
Remember the old what was it? Tough, not Tough Love, but the
Scared Straight.
Scared Straight program. Do you think that was ever a good plan?
I think it probably worked for a few kids. I don't know. We don't do that anymore. The Scared Straight part, we will carry a kid on a tour if a parent asks us to, but we'll get the parent to go with them. So they'll see what Joe's like, but we don't do the young child in direct contact with the inmate. But you'd be surprised. A lot of inmates are enthusiastic about talking to kids to try to get
Really?
them, get them going the other direction, because a lot of folks see that what they've done ain't a good idea where they have got themselves ended up at. So
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody else put them there. They put themselves there.
they definitely put themselves there.
Let's see what else we got here. Evidence collection. Oh, crime scene stuff. Right up my alley. I like that. Now, what's the process? How do they need to contact your office?
They just need they can look at our posting online. It tells them how to apply,
Mhm.
and they can do the paperwork there and contact Captain Bruce Dixon at the sheriff's office, and we'll get them in the process.
Okay, that's fairly easy. 910-455-3113. You know
Yep.
that number by heart.
Yep.
910-455-3113. Our new rescue dog just got groomed.
We just got a
yesterday.
shock of her life.
He was
That dog lost 60 pounds of hair.
he was a rescue that we got, and we gladly took him. And it took us about 3 weeks to get an appointment to get him groomed. We had to get him to the vet first. It'd been
How does the other dog take to him?
they're best pal. They just
Okay.
play together.
Well, good deal.
Because Shockwave has never met a stranger.
Oh my gosh, that was a shock looking down. He looks so good.
Yes, he does. He's going to lose a little weight too.
I bet he feels good too.
Well, he's got to be a lot more active.
You said he's going to lose a little weight.
Yeah.
Does he know that?
No, he's got a little bit of plump around the middle, and the vet said he
He is
might be a few pounds
adorable.
overweight, but we just put him on not a stringent diet, but just to help him lose a little bit, stay healthy. Well, a healthier diet is, I guess, the better way to put it.
I bet when
Something.
Robbie went in there, she said, "That's not my dog. Where's my dog?"
She just told me he got cold last night. So
Oh.
she had to put a little blanket over
Oh,
him. So
I'm
now she
sorry.
knows. Yeah, he
Because
was.
he normally
He had a lot of fur.
he looked like a sheep,
He did.
What
Yeah.
kind is it?
Maltese and stuff.
Yeah.
Stop.
My wife has Maltese.
So, but anyway, back to this. What else we got going on?
Well, I want to say
National
something.
Okay.
Police Week.
You made a change with the jailers' uniforms, and I like them. I just want to point that out.
That was I asked the detention officers what they wanted,
Mm-hmm.
and they all chose that. They kept what I call a Class A, which
Yeah.
is the older uniform, just one of those for events.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get them the polos. They're a lot more comfortable, a lot more functional for them.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And they appreciate it.
They look. I have a client at the jail, so I interact with the jailers a lot, and I like the uniforms.
Yeah, they like them. So.
They look amazing. Yep.
Never
Good
forget
job.
during my time at Curie Beach during the summertime, you got a black T-shirt on, you got a black vest on
Mhm.
underneath it, then you got a dark blue uniform,
Ooh,
shirt and
good.
pants, and they expect you to get out and walk on the beach.
Yep.
When it's 900 degrees and everybody's dressed in, most people are naked,
Yeah.
Yep.
almost naked.
That's like.
Talk
Ooh.
about getting back in a car and glad that that thing had AC.
Yeah.
Do
Good gracious.
you remember the hoses the guys used to tape around the AC vent? They taped up
Yeah.
like a vacuum cleaner hose,
So-
and they pulled their vest out, stuffed
No
it up.
way.
Yes,
and they-
absolutely. Do anything you can to cool off down
I
there.
can
when you get
That
back.
imagine.
NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, anyway, the officers' memorial this week. It's National Police Sheriff All Law Enforcement Recognition Week, and you've got some plans too, haven't you? Is there a separate one?
Well, we're at the memorial
Yeah.
with the PD.
Right.
Chief invited us to attend it as well, and we attend every year. I spoke at it this year. They always put on an excellent event.
Mhm.
It's a chance for us to remember the officers here in Onslow.
And we have a number.
that have fallen. We do 4 from the sheriff's office over the years, dating back to all the way back to 74 when Deputy Barber was murdered. It gives us a chance to remember them, their service, and also their families,
Mhm.
because the families are still suffering from that loss. So
Yeah, Jerry came on the department after I left town,
Yeah.
and then I got a call. They needed some film developed in a hurry. That's when the days you were using film, and it was color film, because I had access to a color lab in Wilmington. So
Yeah.
they brought the film down. I processed it, printed it for Graham Kavanaugh. Brought it down. So. And,
I just barely remember that. I was a young kid then,
Mm.
so, but I remember my dad talking about it.
He was, I went to school with his brother, Philip
Okay.
Barber. We graduated high school.
Okay.
So been with him for a while. So nice family.
Yep.
Everything else. And it's a sad. It was sad then, and even when I was living in Wilmington, it was awful just to hear about it because it was such a preventable thing.
It was.
But anyway,
National Police Week was established in 62. I think 1962 by an act of Congress.
Yeah.
There's a nice memorial in D.C., which I've been to. If you are vacationing in D.C., I recommend you go by and look at it. It's real impressive.
Yeah, lots of good stuff up that way. Let's go ahead and take a quick break here, and we'll continue right after that. The sheriff is going to have to get out of here kind of early, so we'll get through it and get to everything going here in just a second. Pop-ups, even on this computer. You're live and local, Real Talk. We'll be right back.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Check it out, Limu. A roadside carnival.
Step right up, folks. Test your strength. Come see the fire-breathing baby.
Let's fan out and tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Look! An emu wearing sunglasses!
Limu, you're famous. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ signature stack burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet. See how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up from a traditional lap bar to a familiar steering wheel experience for stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Unlike the possibilities of your own with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street in Kinston for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Todd and Barry Matthews and the staff of Waterway Realty in Swansboro are honored and proud to serve all those who have served America so well. Serving Onslow and Carteret counties for 50 years, Waterway's staff is also proud to have professionally served owners, sellers, buyers, and tenants. Have a real estate question or need? Call Todd, 910-330-8659. That's 910-330-8659 for Todd Matthews.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality trained systems. indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway here in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Half-cut, bone-in strip loin, just $8.59 a pound. Boneless shoulder roast is only $4.99 a pound. Boneless ribeye steaks, just $9.79 a pound. How about whole bone-in pork loin, just $1.39 a pound? And 10 pounds or more fresh ground chuck is only $3.39 a pound. And Springer Mountain Farms Jumbo Pack Fryer Wings, just $1.99 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store. And they use only the finest and certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Over in produce, fresh Georgia blueberries, just $2.99 a pint. Local North Carolina grown fresh strawberries, just $2.99 a pound. Russet baking potatoes, only 99 cents a pound. Crisp and tender asparagus is only $3.99 a pound. Tomatoes on the vine, just $1.49 a pound. Green snap beans, just $1.99 a pound. How about sweet, genuine Vidalia onions, just $1.59 a pound. And tropical mangoes are only 99 cents each. And you get 2 8-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $10. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street on the Richlands Highway in Jacksonville and Main Street in Maysville. Remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, Sheriff, you got a boat?
No, sir, I do not.
You need a boat.
I would love to have one, but I'm smart enough to know I don't have time to use it.
Well, a lot of folks out there need boats or want boats, and that's the biggest thing. You don't have to need one. All you got to do is want one, and that's the justification that a lot of us use for having a boat. I don't need one. I don't have time to use it, but I do want one, so I want two. So I got two. That's the way to do it. One's for offshore, one's for nearshore or inshore, not nearshore, but inshore. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street in downtown Jacksonville, right on the banks of the New River. A great place to shop, great place to find new boats, used boats. And I've mentioned several times here, these pontoon boats that are not pontoons, they're called tri-toons. It means it's a pontoon with an extra tube down the middle of it. Very stable, and they handle like a boat. Some of the pontoons, just the dual tunes, they're kind of sluggish when you're driving them. And they'll slide when you take a hard turn one way or the other. They'll slide across the water. The tri-toon, that middle tube acts like a keel, and therefore it just grabs the water and you just keep on going. And fast, 35 to 40 miles an hour. And that's fast on the water. Fast enough to pull tubes, fast enough to pull water skis, even a single slalom ski. So it's a good utility boat if you want to have one, and you can have all your friends on there. You can go downriver and sit there and eat pizza, just watch the moon come up. It's always a lot of fun. 4th of July is coming too. You can go downriver, and since you might not be able to get aboard the base to see the fireworks, you can go down to Town Point and watch the fireworks from there with about 50 other boats, and take some friends with you. Tideline Marine, again, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Small craft advisories in effect through late Friday night today. Easterly winds 20 to 25 knots, gust to 30, seas 5 to 7, dominant period 5 seconds. That means they're close together. Sounds and rivers, Kelly rough. Tomorrow, easterly winds again 20 to 25, gust to 35 tomorrow, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 5 to 8 feet. Sounds and rivers again rough. Saturday, looking less worse. Northwesterly winds around 10 knots, becoming southwesterly, seas 2 to 4, sounds and rivers only a light chop.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 77. It is going to be very gusty today with gusts as high as 24 miles an hour. Tonight, overnight, showers are likely. Otherwise, cloudy, low of 62. Tomorrow, high of 73. Showers and thunderstorms, very likely. It's about 80% chance of rain, and the rainfall amounts are between 1 and 2 inches. Tomorrow night, mainly before 8 o'clock, showers likely. Otherwise, after that, looks like mostly cloudy, low of 64. And on Saturday, partly sunny, high of 82. So Saturday will be a good day.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Be a decent weekend, it looks like. So I get some rain. I don't have to water that garden out there. Save the money.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't have to water mine.
What we got coming up in Onslow County and the law enforcement wise?
I don't know. We've got anything really planned coming up other than the junior academy. We'll have another citizens academy later on in the fall.
Okay.
They're always real popular for us. We've got some programs we're working on with one we're working on with Jacksonville PD, which we've been working on for a little while to try to streamline some information with some software systems. So
right.
We're having a little trouble with that. We're trying to get that straightened out. Just typical investigations and process of civil processes and what have you.
Okay. You have any openings for corrections officers?
I've got openings for correction and sworn deputies.
Really?
I've got openings on both sides. We're taking applications for both now. We are slowly closing the shortage gap that we had. It was really bad earlier on in the year. It's gotten somewhat better, but it's still not where it should be. Agency the size of ours will always have a vacancy here and there because people are just moving around. But we need to close the gap that we have.
You got some people that have been working there for many, many, many years, right?
We do. We just had one of our majors retired last month, Major Brian Bailey. He'd been to sheriff's office for 30 years.
Wow.
Did his whole career there. Most all of my command staff have been career sheriff's office employees from my chief deputy down. They've spent their entire career there. So.
Okay. Narcotics. You've always got an investigation underway.
Always. The fentanyl doesn't seem to be slowing down much. Some days I feel like the overdoses have slowed down some, but then some days I feel like they've not. If there is a difference in it, is the availability of Narcan. I think it has helped some of the deaths. Prevent some of those. But it just doesn't seem to be slowing down. We were at an overdose yesterday, so yeah,
it's fatal.
Yeah, it was fatal. Yeah. So and again, it doesn't care who you are, where you're from, your background, your financial, your ethnic, your religion. It does not care. It's across the spectrum of people that are being affected by it.
Way back in my early years, for instance, heroin, that was fairly narrow group of individuals.
Narrow group, yeah.
But this stuff, I don't understand it. And after all of the publicity that every day we see the deaths, we read the headlines coming across the border, hundreds of pounds at a time they're picking up. And then the rest of it, if they're getting hundreds of pounds at a time, there must be a whole bunch of it coming across because it's all going across the country.
I don't think it's slowing down coming across the border. We've gone a few years back. If we bought a quarter ounce of what we would think was heroin, it turned out to be fentanyl. It was a shock.
Big deal.
Now we're getting pill presses with half kilos and kilos of fentanyl. They're take the fentanyl and they'll press it into a pill that looks like an oxycodone or something like that. And that's how they market it or how they sell it.
You've seen some presses here too, right?
Yes, we see one here.
Man, that goes way and beyond. That's not even the drug cartel involved in the pill pressing there.
Well, it's a way to disguise it or attempt to disguise it. And it's a way for them to market it, I guess, to the addicts that they're selling it to.
So they want to take away a lot of politicians want to ban assault weapons. Why not ban pill presses?
Well, I'm not going to get into the national politics of their confusion of their order of importance. That make a lot of sense to me sometimes.
107,000 Americans died in 1 year from fentanyl overdoses.
Over 20 Kelly, 23 or 2,800 North Carolina last year that died of overdoses here.
28. And that's that we know of. I still maintain that number is higher.
They're,
I think it's
that's
probably
higher than the homicide and traffic fatality rate together, right?
It is.
I think
It
it's
is.
over 3,000 to 3,500, but it's just a lot of times the deaths, depending on the circumstances, are not attributed to an overdose. Yeah, when it's in fact what it is. And what is even worse is yesterday at work, we had someone meeting with another employee that is an addict, and they made the statement that here in Onslow, they've got, I don't even know what to say about this, but groups of people get together that use, and they'll have one person now
The
that's
Narcan
holding the Narcan. So if anybody falls out, they Narcan that person.
Where did they get the Narcan?
You can get it from the health department. You
Yeah.
can get it from a pharmacy. You
Yeah.
can get it from a lot of community outreach programs.
Yeah, a lot of community outreach programs given up. It's going to be made
Treatment
over the
centers.
counter later this year.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a little hefty cost at first. I think eventually the cost will go down. But yeah, you can get it. But I think that's a false sense of security. And with the level of fentanyl in a lot of the pills now, one dose is not effective a lot of times, depending on the amount ingested. Law enforcement's having to.
Well, with fentanyl,
Yeah.
Narcan might work.
It may not.
But
Yeah.
it may not work.
Yeah. They're having to hit
Fentanyl's
people.
synthetic.
Yeah. 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 times. Yeah.
And one of the things that's disturbing to me is some of the officers that I've talked to, some of the EMS personnel I've talked to, they Narcan the guy and he won't go to the hospital, but that Narcan wears off.
It does wear off.
Our problem is we Narcan them and they wake up fighting.
Yeah, they do. They get very combative.
They
Yeah.
go from unconscious, they open their eyes and law enforcement standing there and they go
seen
straight to a fight.
Really?
Seen a lot. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I've had a number of officers in fights.
Well, that's time to go to jail then.
But they're.
Yeah, it depends on the medical situation.
Yeah, because a lot of times they don't realize they
There
wake
would
up
be.
and they don't realize what they're doing. It's just that fight or flight kicks in, and they don't. It hasn't kicked in what has occurred for them.
Isn't that right, Rayford? They wake up fighting. There would be a medical situation for them too. Go get checked out first.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
Well, I think
it's a terrible thing.
It is
Yeah.
terrible.
because they're not fighting because they don't like law enforcement. They're fighting because they wake up disoriented a lot of times from the Narcan, from the overdose, etc. So you have to take that into account.
Some of them even wake up mad that you ruined their high.
Yeah,
They're mad at you.
it's true.
So,
I'm sorry. I could ruin your high with some pepper spray too.
yeah. Yeah.
So I'm saying.
But I don't think it's really gotten any better. I think community is better at responding to it, but I don't think the
Okay, now you talk about what's your budget for Narcan for the sheriff's office? I know
we get our Narcan. Well, we get our Narcan from community paramedics in the health department. That's where we get it from. They generally pay for that. We keep some. All of our deputies have it. Everybody has it in their glove box of their vehicle just in case they run across somebody.
Narcan's expensive.
Uh-huh.
I have a grant that I have to supply Carteret County with Narcan. I wanted to do Onzo and the state wouldn't let me. That's a
Wow.
whole separate issue. I don't know. Onzo has a bigger need, in my opinion, than Carteret. And Carteret's got a need. They had 6 overdoses in 4 days last week. But I have fought to get it for Onzo. I don't understand it.
If you need help from the sheriff, I'll
yeah.
help you if it
I will,
if it
yeah,
helps get
because
it.
we've had such an overdose problem here, but Narcan is very expensive. I just put in an order from it. I don't know who sets these prices, but I think to me it's price gouging.
Pharmaceutical company.
Yeah,
Making
$50
their
for a box of just 2 vials in there, and 1 vial per use. That's outrageous. It's outrageous.
About time to start charging the patients.
Yeah, but most of them
Most
don't
of them
have
don't
the
have
money.
any
to-
money.
They got the money to buy the fentanyl.
Well, that's where some of them are still in their catalytic converter to pay
Mhm.
for it. So.
Yeah.
Shoot. All right. Sheriff, I know you got an appointment.
I do. I figured you were going to ask about the no longer having pistol permits.
Well, you don't conceal carry, or there's just purchase permits.
yeah.
We've talked about that on the air too, and there's some opinions, and A lot of folks out there are happy that it's gone. They can just run on down and buy a gun, and that there's no background check, but there is a background check.
There is.
But-
There's a next check. I'm gonna have some mixed emotions about it.
But that background check does not show that a guy has a pending court case in Onslow County or a 50B order out on him, does it?
Or an IVC. Most of the IVCs are not shown.
Uh-huh.
So that's an involuntary commitment. They're not shown as well.
So I have mixed reviews on it too. But that's me.
Well, have you had an increase in concealed permits?
No.
People applying? No.
It stayed pretty consistent. I probably signed since last December 5th. I probably signed maybe 1,000.
Okay.
Maybe.
So it hadn't gone up, or
It's not. I mean, I signed 180, I think, last Friday. They come in groups.
Okay.
So
you got to get a rubber stamp.
I know that's what
I have one, but I tend to sign them by hand. And the universal carry thing is up in the House and the Senate now.
Right.
I'm not sure if it's still in committee, if it's been tabled or what, but
it went to committee, and my understanding is it's not going to pass the Senate.
the problem with it is if I'm a constitutional carry guy. I believe in the Second Amendment 100%. Really 100%. But the states around us don't. So if North Carolina doesn't issue the permit and you travel out of state, then you run a risk of getting in trouble for those that are reciprocal states for our permits. So I think there would still be a need to issue those permits.
Good point.
All right.
But I do have a meeting. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you. I appreciate it.
Thank you
Anytime.
so
Let me know
much.
anytime.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a break here live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Chris Raynor. This Friday morning at 9 a.m. on Sports Talk, we'll have as our guest Jacksonville City Councilman Bob Warden. Bob will be in talking about the multi-sports complex. It's coming to the Williamsburg area of Jacksonville. He'll also be talking about the collegiate baseball league team that Jacksonville over the Jack Hemiet Center. All that on Sports Talk this Friday morning at 9 a.m. on 97.1 and 1120 a.m.
If you love ocean, the Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant located at mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach is the place for you. The Seaview Pier is a family pier complete with bait and tackle shop, rod and reel rentals, and accessories. The restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner and features a complete menu from burgers to ocean fresh seafood, straight to you from the briny blue. With the Seaview Motel right next door and the most affordable rates on the coast, you can make it a vacation or a weekend of Carolina pier fishing. It's all here, including the fish. The Seaview Pier Motel and Restaurant, mile marker 18, North Topsail Beach, across the bridge, just south from Seas Ferry. To find out what's biting or for motel reservations, call anytime 910-328-3172.
When Ronnie Watson and Steve Matthews first came to Emerald Isle, they came by ferry or private boat because there was no bridge. As the area grew, Ronnie Watson became mayor. And since that beginning, the Emerald Isle and Atlantic Beach area has continued to grow and is one of the top family beaches on the East Coast. In 1978, Ronnie and Steve formed Watson Matthews Real Estate and joined in the residential development of Emerald Isle. They were the developers of several residential subdivisions, including Land's End, Emerald Plantation, and played a part in the development of Emerald Landing, Royal Oaks, Stop and Ridge, and several others. Ronnie and Steve realized that the spectacular growth would not have been possible without the community, military families, and neighbors. Watson Matthews Real Estate takes this opportunity to ask you to join them in remembering all those that have served and those that are serving today. This Memorial Day, Monday, May 29th. Watson Matthews Real Estate, serving Emerald Isle and the Atlantic Beach area since 1978. Phone 252-354-2872. Online at watsonmatthews.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane and Associates Family Dentistry. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local carrier indoor weather team, serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967. Now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any other reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
All right, we're back, and interesting. It's always great to have the sheriff in here.
Oh, it's always great.
I like to have LEOs know what they're doing in here, just like Hans Miller was.
Yeah.
And it's always good to have these people. And Ed Brown used to come in regularly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing well.
I got a message from somebody asking. So I asked, I had a question for a sheriff, and I asked him, when I saw we were on our commercial break when I saw it. And so right before he left, I asked him, and they wanted to know about how they handle drug houses, suspected drug houses here. So I told him to, call the narcotics division and give them the information. And he said they'll start an investigation, but they can't just because you say it's a drug house, they can't just bust up in there right away. He said they have to do an investigation.
Yeah, they got to prove,
you can't just bust up in people's houses.
Even if you don't want to get involved, like giving your name and stuff like that, you can still call them with tips.
Correct.
Give as much information and why you think it's a drug house. A red light on, and then traffic starts coming all the time. Guys start knocking on the door, and then the exchange of something at the front door, even on the outside of the house. There's one in town that does that. You can also look at a lot of houses. You find a house in a fairly decent neighborhood where all the neighbors have got their lawns taken care of and all that sort of good stuff, whether it's a good neighborhood or a bad neighborhood. But everybody's taking care of the house, and there's one that stands out. It's got, a plethora of bicycles in the yard, for instance. It's got all sorts of garbage. It's got all sorts of people visiting. Looks like a neighborhood party, but only one neighbor's involved quite often. That's not a sign necessarily, but it's a good clue. And it's something you might want to report. And maybe if nothing else, city or county code folks would come over and explain things to them that they got to clean up their mess.
Right.
No.
Well, that led into a story I saw the other day, and then I wasn't here yesterday, but for the Boone Police Department. I think this is an awesome story. Police often rely on individuals to help,
provide
information or whatever.
Absolutely. Without sources, you're dead in the water.
Well, they had an animal assist them the other day, and it was not a canine. You know what it was?
What?
Some cows.
Some cows?
Yeah.
That's a very moving
story. The Boone Police Department was doing a routine traffic stop against a 24-year-old individual. And of course, what did he do? He fled.
Yeah.
Went on apparently a very high rate of speed chase, and he kind of managed to get away from them. Then he abandoned his car and fled on foot. Well, they lost track of where he went. And all of a sudden they were searching an area when a couple of cows came up to the officers, and the cows kept trying to get the officers' attention, and they thought, well, something, it was just weird. I mean, So finally, for whatever reason, one of the officers said, I'm going to follow this. The cow kept trying to get the officer to follow him. And the officer finally
This sounds
did.
like a real story.
It's right here on the news. Boone Police Department made a Facebook post about it. And they said, and they wrote, apparently cows do not want criminals loitering in their pasture. So they communicated with the officers as best they could. And finally, the officers followed them and they led them right to where the guy was hiding.
Really?
And they arrested him. Multiple charges: felony fleeing, driving with a revoked license, disorderly conduct. Yeah. So the
Trespassing in a cow pasture.
they should, like the cow should have got him for trespassing. And they said, look, we at the Boone Police Department are always looking for better ways to serve the community. And, we're progressive. And they're like, maybe we can have some cows join our department. They did a better job than the K-9 did.
Well,
that's a cool story.
The only thing I hope they did not do was go out and celebrate by eating a steak. You're live and local. Real talk. We'll be right back.
Furniture and Appliance in Cedar Point. They are proud to have been in the furniture and appliance business since 1965, and their goal is to continue to offer the best products and services to their customers at exceptional prices. Whether you are furnishing your year-round residence, beach house, condo, or office, they have the furnishings to fit any style. Their sales and design teams offer professional and personal service with product and fabric selection. Sound Furniture and Appliance, 600 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, carries name brands such as Sealy, Lazy Boy, and appliances by Sub-Zero, Wolf, Code, and Hashizaki. Financing and local delivery are available. Sound Furniture and Appliance asks you to join them and remembering all our military men and women this Memorial Day, Monday, May the 29th. Sound Furniture and Appliance open Monday through Friday from 8:30 till 6 and Saturdays from 8:30 to 5:30 p.m. Phone 252-393-8130 for Sound Furniture and Appliance in Cedar Point.
The spring has arrived, which means that concrete project on your to-do list is here. Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville takes this time to thank those that serve us for our most prized possession, our freedom. When it comes to concrete, nobody does it harder or quicker than Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated, 3661 East Highway 24 in Beulahville. Whether you need concrete for residential, commercial, or agricultural projects, Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated serves all of eastern North Carolina. From driveways, patios, to livestock housing, concrete for outdoor kitchens. Mixed Masters has the concrete, and owner Scott Thigpen will gladly provide a free estimate. For on-site delivery, phone 910-298-6153. And they deliver on Saturdays. Nobody does concrete harder or quicker than Mixed Masters Concrete Incorporated of Beulahville. When you need ready-mix concrete quick, call Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville, 910-298-6153. Proud to be part of the continuing growth of Duplin, Onslow, Jones, and surrounding counties.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting Maintenance, power washing and roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want it painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting Maintenance and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties. Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well. Looks like things are not happening so good up there in Washington again.
What's happening now?
Well, Florida Representative Anna Paulina Luna.
I like her.
Filed a resolution yesterday last night, to expel Representative Adam Schiff.
Yes.
He used to be the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee. She wants him gone from Congress. She's claiming that he pushed a false narrative to the people, to the American people, during the Trump-Russia investigation. This is in reaction to the John Durham investigation that said the FBI had no business investigating a politically motivated dossier from a former MI6 agent who was working for the Clinton Foundation, that the Trump campaign colluded with Russia in order to win the 2016 election. Those allegations have been debunked right up front. That's happened. But the FBI continued promoting the claims, and any number of Democrats, led by Adam Schiff, repeated the bogus claims. He still maintains that he was right and that the dossier is accurate. Really? Schiff's going to run, by the way, for the U.S. Senate seat that once Senator Dianne Feinstein retires. I cannot believe this guy is still out there spreading this stuff. Do I think the investigation was worthwhile? It was only launched a year ago. It was a year-long investigation. Look how long it took to get it going. So that in itself is suspicious. But it's by that point in time, this happened in 2016, right?
Right.
All of this happened in 2016.
During Trump's
Yes,
campaign.
that was still a criminal act, but why should it cost so much money to prove something that you're not even going to do anything about? The most you're going to get out of it is that one little petty crime that the guy did, falsifying something or whatever.
Well, how does it feel, Chef? How does it feel
Yeah.
to be targeted now?
Yeah. Well, this is the way it could have been done all along. Once this whole thing was proven not to be, even before this investigation, it was obvious that this was a fake dossier. And with all of the presumptive evidence supporting that conclusion, the Congress could have gone ahead at that point in time and censored him at least, or kick him out of the Congress. They could have taken this move back then. There was enough evidence to support kicking this dude to the curb.
I think that, but weren't we under Democratic control at the time? Like in the Congress?
Don't know.
I
Yes,
think so.
we were.
I think so. So it wouldn't have done much good then. And right now, this whole thing will get kicked to an ethics committee and sit there for months and months and months.
Yeah, it's
Just
nothing,
like the
nothing's going to
Santos.
happen. Nothing's going to happen. So, come out and do some stuff for the country, and let the guy go and try to get elected to the Senate, and then hopefully the people in California will say, "No, I'm smart enough. I don't want
Yeah, I
this."
don't know about that, but
Well, he's accusing this Representative Luna of being a MAGA Republican member.
So,
of
what has that
Congress.
got to do with
I think
anything?
they accuse all Republicans of being MAGA, though.
So, but again, what has that got to do with anything?
It's
Oh,
just-
he's just claiming that the
that's just the
Republicans
way
won't
of-
pay back.
yeah, how they just refuse not to work with anybody.
goes back and
Meanwhile,
forth.
we can't balance the budget. We're about to have a major problem in June. We're about to default. I mean,
We've got a
problem in
border
this country.
crisis,
Yeah.
people that
Mm-hmm.
needs the attention of every American,
But it's
regardless
all
of
been
party
made
affiliation.
political. It's all political now.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a Election coming up in 2024, everything is political. Forget about the needs of the people.
Then
Forget about that.
We do not need a Republican or a Democrat elected to office or reelected to office in 2024. They all need to become unaffiliated.
My opinion is everybody that's throwing their hat in the ring now, just go away. Let's start all over with. Let's get people in there that don't have all this controversy
and
following
don't have
them
baggage.
and don't have baggage.
That's it's all concerning to me.
And then I think all the members of Congress that have been there for years and years and years and years and years, I think it's time for them to retire,
Pack their bags and go home.
and go live on the ocean.
And all the money that they've got stashed from all their speaking engagements and everything else, I don't know where they get all the
Let's
money.
get some new, fresh blood in there. And let's stop. Everything is down party lines. We're never going to get anything accomplished.
Nope. Not at all.
It's just really, I'd say since 2016, it's become everything's so political.
Yeah.
So
And everybody's after payback.
That's
Just
right.
after payback, after payback, after payback. Let her go. Let's just move on. Fox News is coming up. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m., WSMA. When we get back, we'll love to have your calls. You got something to say? I don't think we have anything scheduled.
I got something that'll make you mad.
You got something to make me mad? What's that?
We'll talk about when we come back.
Okay. Fox News is coming up. Don't go away. Call or hold on. We'll be right back.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Ukraine's military reports shooting down 29 of 30 missiles launched by Russia overnight, with the one that got through, killing one person in Odessa. That war's high on the agenda at the G7 summit in Japan. President Biden's there.
We stand up for the shared values, including supporting brave people of Ukraine as they defend their sovereign territory and holding Russia accountable for its brutal aggression.
The president there with Japan's Prime Minister Kishida. The Texas legislature votes to ban transgender-related health care for anyone under 18.
If Republican Governor Greg Abbott signs the bill, Texas would join at least 17 other states that have enacted bans on gender-affirming care for minors. The bill cleared the GOP-controlled legislature after a final vote in the Senate over the objections of Democrats.
Fox's Carmen Roberts. If signed, that law goes into effect September 1st. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real Talk.
Okay, it's 8:01, and welcome back to the show. Theo, good morning, sir. How are you?
Deplorable.
Hello, Mr.
You'll never change that name by the way you talk.
In what way?
Adam Schiff, huh? You got Adam Schiff. Wait till Adam Schiff becomes a senator, and he'll take care of those boys of yours that are from Yale and Harvard, Ted Cruz and the rest of them. He'll take care of them. Wait till he goes in there, and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Now,
we'll
here's
wait.
something to worry about, Rayford, and you girls,
Okay.
since you're for the military. Senator Tupperville from Alabama is holding 200 promotions, military promotions, because he doesn't like the Pentagon saying that any serviceman that goes to get an abortion, wherever, and they're going to be reimbursed the money. He doesn't like that, so he's holding over 200 military promotions, people that have to change the base and this and that. What do you think of that?
I have not heard of it, so I don't know
Come
anything
on,
about
let's
it.
get to it. Put Tupperville in there and find out what he's doing. All right?
I will take a look at it.
Hey, Redford, I got one more thing for you, baby.
Yes, dear.
I'm so excited I can't hide it.
Uh-oh.
He's still talking about the gun bans.
I'm going to give you two more witch hunts. Giuliani's back on the news, baby. One of his staffers is accusing him of sexual harassment and suing him for $10 million. Have you heard about that, baby?
I saw that
I
yesterday.
did, saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to add to that, another witch hunt is that Giuliani was selling pardons while you had your president in there, Circus Barker, and they were asking for $2 million. $1 million was going to go to Giuliani, and $1 million was going to go to Trump. There's so many witches, so little time, baby. How are we going to take care of this? More investigation.
Allegations
We're
are
tired
easy.
of this stuff, baby. What are you doing to this country? We're tired of it.
Allegations are easy to make.
I'm just saying the witch hunts. You know you're going fishing pretty soon. You know that, right? You're going to fish a lot. Oh, and by the way, listen to one more thing. Those pardons were supposed to go through a special channel to get these pardons. You know who was handling? Jared Kushner was handling the pardon.
Oh, that's good.
You can't make this stuff up.
He was qualified.
Oh, he was qualified?
Yeah, sure.
I know. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. I got to call you tomorrow for the abortion stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. And then listen, Rayford.
One more thing.
Did you hear the 18-year-old that I forgot where it was now. God, the 18-year-old that went on a rampage and was shooting houses and everything.
Where was this?
No, I didn't hear that.
You didn't hear that? Well, 2 police officers got hurt.
Where?
So, you send a good guy in, and the good guy gets hurt. You know, the police officers are getting hurt more and more with these guns out there, right? Right?
They're getting hurt by bad guys.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting hurt. Look, when you were a police officer, you weren't going around bragging for guns. Get guns. Get your gun. Get your gun. Now, though, that you got all these guns out there. You got officers getting hurt on a regular basis.
I thanked everybody that I came upon. Wait a minute now. I thanked everybody that I came upon who had a concealed carry permit. I thank them for doing the right thing.
Yeah, okay. All right. There weren't that many guns when you were a police officer. You had it made.
You want to bet on that one?
Okay.
There were guns everywhere.
So check these stories out and let me hear you say something, baby.
I got it right here. I got it. I found it.
Okay.
Which one?
The one about the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
It was
18-year-old. Two police officers got wounded over
in
there.
New
I'm
Mexico.
not sure how they're doing.
New Mexico.
Yep. Farmington, New Mexico. It happened Monday.
Oh, New Mexico. That's right.
6 homes and 3 cars were shot. When the police arrived, he was still shooting. It was random.
18-year-old. How many guns did he have?
It just, according to this, it says an AR and then 2 other guns, so 3 total. They don't know why he did it. It was random.
Yeah.
2 of the victims were officers.
Remember,
and the gunman was killed.
They killed him.
Remember when Dorothy called you up and she couldn't wait for the 10-day for the 18-year-olds? Why do they have to wait? And why do they have to wait? This is why they have to wait for 18-year-olds going around with an AR. Okay, this is why they have to wait.
3 people killed, 6 injured. Yeah.
Anyway, the senator, check with the senator that that miserable thing over there.
Okay.
He's holding 200 promotions.
Okay, we will check with him.
Okay, take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
Theo.
What?
He spends more time reading the internet than I do.
I love Theo.
Yeah, I do too.
I love him.
I love the Theo that's up there too.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. I thought for sure Theo would go after this. The U.S. Supreme Court has allowed Illinois ban on assault weapons to take effect temporarily this week.
Wow. Why? Interesting.
Well, the state has put a ban on them. The ruling allows the Illinois law to remain in effect while lower courts deliberate on its constitutional status. Say it's already in the lower court system, but somehow the Supreme Court got involved. Somebody appealed to go around the lower courts while they were still making a decision. This allows the law to remain in effect. Wednesday's ruling comes after a gun shop owner in Illinois requested an injunction against the ban. That's what happened there. The Illinois law bans the sale and new possession of semi-automatic so-called assault weapons. Those who already legally own such weapons would not have to turn them in. The law also bans the sale of large capacity magazines. The court did not offer an explanation for its Wednesday decision, and there were no noted dissents. Illinois passed the Protect Illinois Communities Act on January 10th of this year, banning the sale, purchase, manufacture, delivery, and importation of assault weapons and large capacity magazines, with exceptions for law enforcement, military members, and certain other professionals with firearms training. The legislation specifically names the AR-15 and AK-47 rifles and requires lawful owners of semi-automatic rifles to register their ownership with state police. That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
That's going to be a real problem.
I see that. Yes.
Regardless of whatever the lower courts decide, in case it's just, let's just say the lower courts say, yep, this is a good ban, we support it. That's when the state or the U.S. Supreme Court will actually deliberate it. That's when it will go back before them. There's no doubt about that. Too many constitutional issues with this one. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm doing well. Hope you are too.
We are.
You know, man, that whole assault weapons ban thing, it's troubling because probably like me, if I thought that would stop it, I'd have no problem with it. Sure, ban them. But I think something that really would put it to rest is pull up on YouTube rapid fire trick shooting with lever action rifles.
Yep.
And see what a lever action rifle is capable of.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I mean it's trivial when you talk about banning a specific gun.
In North Carolina,
You know,
in the
anything that has a firing pin is a dangerous weapon.
in the 1800s in North Carolina, general statute included one that said you got to go. Remember, we went from muskets to lever actions and then pump action shotguns. And there was a law in North Carolina that said you had to have a permit to own or to purchase a pump action shotgun or a dirk or dagger, believe it or not. Yep. Of course, all that was thrown out.
You know, like I was going to say, you know, you can fire quite rapidly and continuously with a lever action 30-30 to, you know, loads to the side.
Yep.
And I think just people just don't understand that. You know, they don't understand firearms when they talk about these things or want to ban these certain things. But
we had a guy who shot a president, killed the president, and shot the governor of Texas. Lee Harvey Oswald was using a bolt action, old style, junk Italian rifle, and he got off 3 rounds in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah. What I actually wanted to call and to ask about this morning was y'all's thoughts on. I was watching Kevin McCarthy with the whole debt ceiling increase situation, and I don't really know to understand what he is. He really threatening to crash our economy if he doesn't get what he wants?
I don't know what. No, he can't do it. But I don't know what the whole debt ceiling issue is. I do not understand the debt ceiling, other than you can raise it and the country can print more money. That's bottom line the way I see it. And that's supposed to lower interest rates. No, that's not what happens. I get confused with this financial stuff. I've had to ask somebody who was smarter than me to come in here and explain it in the past, and I still don't understand it.
Well, I understand it enough to know that the debt ceiling is just an arbitrary number that allows our treasury to pay our bills, and it's really nothing to do with the actual budget. It's just paying what we've already spent. And if they don't raise that limit, then the treasury runs into a brick wall where they can't pay what we're supposed to pay. And they're trying to, and he's tying that to budget negotiations. Now, we can have a shutdown over budget negotiations, and we have in the past for, the different administrations have done it. And it causes people in the U.S. not to get paid, but not raising the debt ceiling causes us not to pay our bills overseas.
Well, our bills overseas include, unfortunately, handing out money to, Morocco and other countries that are not in financial straits.
Well, I think you might be slightly misconstrued there, because what it does is it pays bonds and stuff like that to countries that have loaned us money for our debt, and we've sold them bonds, and then they get interest on that, and we have to pay that interest. And if we don't raise that debt ceiling, then that interest ain't gonna get paid. They're not gonna get their money.
Well,
and that's gonna make our credit rating drop.
That might be true in some cases, but we just do a handout in a lot of other countries.
I agree with that, but that us not giving the handout is not going to cause us a financial crisis. Us not paying our interest bill, that's what causes the financial crisis.
Okay.
And it's like Kevin McCarthy standing there and he's pulled the pin on a hand grenade, going, "Give me what I want, or I'm going to toss the hand grenade down," and cause a self-inflicted financial crisis on not just America, but it has ramifications that go around the world.
Well, he might be in charge, but he doesn't have all the votes.
And the thing is he keeps putting it off like it's the Democrats that are causing this. And if he try and pass a clean bill, it would be over in a matter of minutes.
Uh-huh.
And then they could go on to negotiate the budget, which is what he wants to do. But he's trying to use this as holding them hostage over this. Yeah, I can't imagine where a Speaker of the House is going, "If you don't give me the cuts I want, I'm going to crash the economy." That just blows my mind. To anybody. I don't care what letter comes after your name, that you're sitting there saying that you're going to do something that is bad for America if you don't get your way.
His predecessor probably had the power to do that. I don't think Kevin McCarthy has that kind of power in the House. Yes, he's in charge, but he's still got only one vote. He's got to get a majority of people to support him.
Well, here's the problem, Rayford, is that he's the person who can solely bring it to the floor for a vote.
Yes.
He gets to decide all by himself if they even get to vote on it.
Yep.
And if he don't bring it to the floor for a vote, we default.
Yep. Well,
that one man can crash our economy. And, it's starting to make me a little nervous. Is he really serious? I mean, Trump on his interview said that's what he thought he needed to do. And, he's kind of tight with that guy, and so I can't imagine that they would really crash our economy on purpose. But that seems like that's what they're saying they're going to do. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess I made my point. But
a lot of bluster.
It seems like once again, the Republicans need to, take control of their party. Anyway.
All right.
Other than that, that's as far as I'll go. But,
thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
You too.
Yes.
I got some information on this shooter.
Okay.
He was 18 years old. He was a high school senior.
Mm-hmm.
He was about to graduate. The three women killed were, it's very sad, they were 79, 73, and 98 years old.
Okay.
They were in the neighborhood, I guess. They found two notes on him. He had modified body armor. He had an AR, a .22 caliber pistol, and a 9mm pistol.
Okay.
He lived with his father in a residence, and when they went there, he had over 1,400 rounds of ammunition. He wore, like I said, he wore the bulletproof vest, and he had 3 magazines for the AR that he bought 2 days before the shooting. The body armor he modified it to include steel plates. He struck 7 houses and 11 vehicles. He fired 141 rounds from the house before heading south down the street and just started shooting.
From his house?
Yeah.
He fired 141 rounds.
From his house, and then left the house and then went. I don't know if he was on foot or driving. I'm not sure which. It doesn't say. He confronted the officers, or they confronted him at a church. And the AR is what he was shooting from his house. And after he used most of his ammunition there, he dumped it out and started using the .22 caliber pistol. And then he nearly emptied it, and then moved to what the police chief is saying they called it his last stand. And he took his bulletproof vest off and then started using he emptied the 9mm before the police officers killed him.
Suicide by cop.
Yeah. They found an additional 10 weapons in the home, but they're not saying what it was. And they don't even know what his motive was. He was in the wrestler. He was a wrestler. He was supposed to graduate on Tuesday. Yeah.
I'm
Wild.
sure the toxicology is going to show something.
Well, he left a note talking about something about don't hurt my little sister. I don't know what they don't even know what he meant by that. They're not even sure about that part. Yeah. Weird. He said, lay eyes or dare put a finger on my little sister, and I promise there'll be regrets. He said, if you're reading this, I'm at the end of the chapter. So he had a plan. He had a plan.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Yep. Very sad. Just weird.
It
This
is.
is why I don't think an 18-year-old needs these kind of guns for reasons like
what
this.
kind of gun?
Well, I mean, just access to handguns in general. I mean, we're talking about giving permits to 18-year-olds. I know a lot of 18-year-olds. I'm not even certain. I think they need a driver's license.
But in the
So
same
there's that.
respect, you have 18-year-olds that join the military.
That's true.
and,
I agree.
you know,
I see
so
both
many
sides.
sides to it.
I do see both sides. Yeah.
It's
But
it's
this is going to
hard.
be an argument used by some people.
Right.
Now, let me go
course.
back to what I said I was going to make you mad about. You ready?
This is one of 300 million people in the country.
Right.
Well, this is not even in this country, Rayford. I'm going to read you the headline real quick. I know we got to
Okay.
take a break. A Russian warlord posed over the body of a U.S. Army vet that was killed in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Then, in a weird twist of whatever, said, I'll send him back to America draped in a flag as a sign of respect. But he was posting pictures of his body. He was a retired Army veteran. He's from Idaho.
Right.
And his name is he's retired Army Staff Sergeant Nicholas Mamer. And he had been fighting with some group in Ukraine. And when this Russian warlord I can't pronounce this guy's name.
Don't
It's
even
like
try.
too many consonants. Posed over his body, wanted to take pictures of it. And just said, but you know what? As a sign of respect, I'll drape his coffin and send it back. Weird.
He needs to be targeted.
I agree. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
No. So he said, because he didn't die in his bed as a grandpa. He died in war. Weird. Why are Russian warlords in the fight? Is that all they can recruit now? That's my next question. I didn't even know this must be a thing.
Yep.
Well, I guess somebody's got to do something. All these generals were leaving.
They shot off 30 missiles yesterday into Ukraine. Ukraine brought down 29 of them. One did hit, and one person was killed. That's not a good return on your investment.
No, it's not.
Russia's going to run out of this stuff sooner or later.
some
That's
point,
why
but I guess-
that's why they're in bed with China.
Well, I guess that's why the warlords are joining the fray too. They've got that kind of money, and I mean, it's going to cost them. They're not going to do it for free.
No, but they've got to get it. We got to cut off that supply line.
I don't know why Putin don't just give up at this point, but I think he's got to save face.
Yeah, well, he's going to be on his way out.
Yeah, well.
You're live and local, Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Coming up on the next Goddard's Gold, we've got a slew of novelty hits by the new vaudeville band, The Kingsmen, Daddy Dewdrop, The Royal Guardsmen, Dr. Hook, Ray Stevens, The Jimmy Castor Bunch, Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen, Tiny Tim, who could forget him, and Lorne Green, yes, from Bonanza. Novelty hits, next Gold. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Freedom 97.1 and 11:20 a.m. WSME.
Cannonball!
Serving all of Eastern North Carolina's in-ground pool needs, Saltwater Pools is your go-to for summer fun this year. Whether you're in the middle of building your home or just looking to make your existing home into your paradise, Saltwater Pools will work with you to help make that dream a reality. We can specialize your pool to suit your vision of a personal oasis, with lots of options to suit whatever your budget may be, with features such as spillovers, heaters for those cooler months, wireless pump and light controls, animal-friendly features, rock outcroppings, tanning ledges, custom lighting. Call Saltwater Pools of Jacksonville at 910-333-5055 to start working on your backyard getaway. focused on top quality installation, competitive pricing, and fully satisfying our customer needs. Saltwater Pools is ready to make your life a lot cooler. Call us at 910-333-5055 today, and we'll have you swimming by July.
Get your saltwater pool today. You'll love it.
Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only copper protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand, forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, solid tech, luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home. It's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2022 in the flooring, covering, and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering. They're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and custom threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158. Spring is here. That means fishing and vacation season. Make sure your car or truck is ready for the road with a visit to Battlefield Automotive, 1214 West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro. If your check engine light is on, you may be looking at an expensive repair bill down the road, complicated by extreme temperatures and an engine that's not prepared to handle it. The pros at Battlefield Automotive can check your battery, starter, and charging system, charge and repair air conditioning systems to keep you cool, and tune up your engine. They do everything from oil changes to brakes to transmission repair, and they carry a complete line of accessories. Battlefield Automotive are experts in both domestic and foreign car and truck repair and guarantee all their work using only ASE certified mechanics. So whether it's a battery, a simple hose, tune-up, or just getting your ride ready for the getaway, call 910-325-0828. Visit Battlefield Automotive today, 1214 West Corbett Road, Highway 24 in Swansboro. Again, the number for Battlefield Automotive is 910-325-0828.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 14th, in case you forgot. So make the mother in your life feel extra special with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville. All Mother's Day, jewelry has been reduced with huge discounts, especially for mothers. You are guaranteed to find the perfect Mother's Day gift at Barnes Diamond Gallery. Barnes Diamond Gallery has a lovely selection of earrings, pendants, bracelets, necklaces, watches, and Mother's Day rings to choose from. In addition, Barnes Diamond Gallery has loose diamonds, emeralds, and pearls. With an in-store jeweler, Barnes Diamond Gallery can custom design a special and unique piece just for you. Being family-owned and operated for 40 years, many of our area's mothers and grandmothers grew up with Barnes Diamond Gallery. So why not remember them this Mother's Day, Sunday, May 14th, with a gift from Barnes Diamond Gallery, 421 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, right here in Jacksonville. Remember, Barnes Diamond Gallery pays top prices for gold, sterling silver jewelry, sterling flatware, and diamonds. Happy Mother's Day from Barnes Diamond Gallery.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back down at Tideline Marine. I'll be down there shortly, by the way, if you want to stop by and just say, hey, what's up? Come on by if I'm not too busy. We just chat. That'll be all right. It's a good place to be, and you might even find something you want to buy, something you can't live without, as we say. Tideline Marine, 159 Old Bridge Street on the banks of the New River in downtown Jacksonville. Stop by if you just don't want to take a look at one of those new Aloha boats, the Tritoons in there. You can do so. It's we'll be parked out there right on the road. Just pull up and take a look at how cool that boat looks and how much room it's got on board. Offshore today, small craft advisories in effect will remain that way until late tomorrow night. Today, easterly winds out of the offshore 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30, seas 5 to 7 feet. Dominant period 5 seconds. Sounds and rivers are rough Friday. Easterly winds 20 to 25 with gusts up to 35 knots. That's about 40 miles an hour, diminishing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 5 to 8 feet. Sounds and rivers are going to be rough again tomorrow and diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Northwesterly winds on Saturday, winds around 10 knots, becoming southwesterly, seas 2 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers only a light chop.
Today, mostly cloudy, high of 77 and gusty. And I'm looking outside, the wind is blowing.
Yep.
And the gusts today are as high as 24 miles an hour. That's very gusty. Tonight, overnight, mainly after 3 a.m., there'll be showers likely. Otherwise, it'll be cloudy, low of 62. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms, high of 73. Gusts as high as 18 miles an hour. And rainfall amounts are between 1 and 2 inches tomorrow. So if you're going to be out driving tomorrow, please be very careful. The roads get puddly. Tomorrow night, showers likely mainly before 8. And then after that, it should be mostly cloudy, low of 64. And on Saturday, partly sunny, high of 82. And not gusty at all.
Yep.
I'm all about
It's
it.
looking good Saturday.
Yeah.
Talked about the dossier and the investigation, the Durham investigation. This had been requested for quite a while, was finally launched. And spent a bunch of money at it. You know who Jake Tapper is?
Yes.
From CNN?
Yes.
All right. Well, he's one of their mainstreams over there.
Right.
Very liberal guy, as most of the CNN folks are. He said yesterday, for years, Donald Trump and his supporters pinned their hopes on the investigation by the former U.S. Attorney for Connecticut, John Durham, later named special counsel by AG Bill Barr. Trump and his allies arguing it would exonerate him from any hint of improper behavior regarding the Russian government's attempts to interfere in the 2016 election. Tapper told his viewers, the report is now here. It has dropped, and it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for, but it is regardless devastating to the FBI, and to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump. Wow.
Wow.
You're supposed to get up and get out of here.
I've got 10 minutes.
I have my alarm set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's good. Anyway, for Jake Tapper to come on it to do that, that's different.
You said he's CNN?
Yes.
They usually hate Donald Trump.
Yes.
Well, I see a lot of changes in our networks now. CNN is not so hard left as they used to be. And it's because the firing of certain media people and people getting tired of the news media being so left or so right.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of changes.
Yep.
And I will tell you the truth on one thing. Sometimes when there's something that has just broke out, like a shooting that's at a mall or something, you can go to CNN and they've got news on it right then and there.
Well, they got
news.
Resources everywhere, and they also rely on local media, not just
That's
their
right.
Fox affiliates or
That's
anything
right.
else. They a lot of stations sign up for CNN so they can use CNN news stories. So they can be an NBC station, the ABC or CBS, or even Fox News. No, Fox News can't, but they're direct competitors. But the other three can. And WECT used to do it. We had it, and they would seek stories that we did. If we were on the scene of something breaking,
Right.
live or whatever, we could uplink it to them and go live. We did it during hurricanes and everything else. So
Well, I noticed like CNN too, when they do the live news, they take different feeds from area,
Yes.
news, but they don't so much sit there and dissect like Fox News. You go to them and they'll show something live from it, but it doesn't last but just a few minutes. And then they sit there for the next 30 minutes dissecting it and
thinking
giving
and supposing and
giving
what
their
if.
yes and giving their professional opinions, and I'm like, just let us see what's going on.
Yeah.
So I've gone back to watch CNN on a lot of those breaking news stories.
Yeah, that generally gets on faster.
Right.
FBI employees who spoke out against the politicized rot within the Bureau were suspended or had their security clearances revoked, according to the House Judiciary Committee and Subcommittee on the Weaponization of the Federal Government. The committees released an interim staff report Thursday morning revealing new whistleblower testimony from several current and former FBI employees that exposes abuses and misconduct in the FBI. The disclosures from these employees highlight egregious abuse, misallocation of law enforcement resources, and misconduct within the leadership ranks of the FBI. That's according to the report. It's not talking well about the FBI these days. And, you know, our friend John Legato, retired FBI agent, it's not the brick agents. It's not the people who work down below. These are the political hacks.
Yeah.
Those that have been appointed by one president or another or whoever.
Yeah.
It's not the FBI of just a few years ago.
No.
It's become a political arm of whoever's in power.
I agree.
And that's just not the way it's supposed to be.
Well, now they look, after these reports, they're starting to look like bumbling boobs.
Yep.
So there's that.
Well, they are.
So, I mean, that doesn't bode well for them. Looks incompetent. So, we'll see.
Well, these two whistleblowers who've been reduced. They're expected to appear for testimony before the Weaponization Subcommittee this morning. So that's we can look out for that shortly. They just punished them for going out to tell the truth. Or we assume it's their version of the truth anyway. We'll say, wait and see. They probably shouldn't have suspended them right up front. That's just not good planning on their part.
No.
What else we got going on?
Well, there's 4 towns in North Carolina that made it into Southern Living's top. They put out a list. They put it out every year of 50 best small towns in the South, and 4 North Carolina towns made it. Number 45 was Boone, and then they mentioned that it's located in the Blue Ridge Mountains, is known for its creative soul. It's home to galleries and art center. It's a college town and music scene. And it talks about drive to Grandfather Mountain for hairpin turns and incredible views.
Yeah, it's great up there on Grandfather.
Hairpin turns.
Number 12 is Hendersonville.
Huh?
Yeah, Hendersonville, North Carolina. They describe it as an all-seasons mountain escape. In the spring, you can summit the Blue Ridge Mountain peaks. In the summer, you find a swimming hole. In the fall, go apple picking. I know my daughter's been up there apple picking. And in winter, they have a lot of restaurants that have a lot of local beer, cider, and just food.
Do not say Asheville.
No, it did not. I would have, not read it if it said Asheville. Number 11 was Beaufort.
I got that one
Beaufort.
good. Beaufort and Boone. I got that top of that one.
And North Carolina's 3rd oldest town. I didn't know that. They say it's kept its low-key allure as a former fishing village. It offers you plenty to see and do. You can go to Front Street and stroll the shops and restaurants. You can take a ferry to a nearby barrier island, or you can just, ride a bike to the beach. Beaufort's a nice little town. I will admit that. Number 5. Now, this kind of surprised me a little bit. Blowing Rock.
It's a nice little town.
Yeah, they said this mountain town is named for its most famous feature, a 4,000-foot cliff that overlooks a gorge, distant peaks, and dense forests. It is not a one-hit wonder. There's a lot of character in the town with chefs and stores, a lot of home crafted things. They say it's a good town. I haven't been to Blowing Rock since I was a kid.
When I was a kid, my parents took my sister and me, and we went there, and it was really cool. They closed the street for a street dance.
Yeah,
you couldn't drive, so they just had a party.
I mean, it's good that we had 4 towns.
Yeah, it is.
I'd like to see Jacksonville on that list, but
Nah.
Then again, more people will come here, so then maybe we don't want to be on that list. But I am glad Asheville. I'm with you, Lee. I'm very glad Asheville did not make that list.
Yeah,
I just figured.
Asheville is just no.
Asheville is just terrible.
Not for me.
Yep.
Okay, I'll give you some good news. No tropical cyclone activity is expected during the next 48 hours in the Atlantic
Well, that's a good thing.
area. in spite of what Lee was reading us about
Lee was
Tropical
reading
Storm
from-
Nicole
Yeah.
or whatever it was.
Yeah, this was a website by Disney, and evidently it was showing old news.
Mhm.
And I'm like, every time I pop up, I'm like, what? I mean, it was just talking about Barbara Walters dying.
Well,
That's
she's
been
still
several years
dead.
ago.
That
Yeah.
would be the story.
And I'm like,
she's still
what?
dead.
I had to X out of that one.
You're going to end up with a
Crazy.
virus on your computer, I'm telling you.
No, everything
Better
else
change your
is fine.
password.
It's just that one website, Disney Tips.
That one change your
Good morning.
password.
Who's this?
Hello, this is Taylor. I'm calling from Dr. Jiboba's office. I'm calling to speak with Dolly Bryant or Miss Nelda.
Well, you've got a radio station,
Yep.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And you're on the air.
and
Yeah,
neither
you're on
one
the
of
air.
those are in here.
Oh, she hung up quick.
Might want to check their phone numbers. Or maybe she misdialed.
She missed out twice then.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a
Oh,
break. You're
yikes.
leaving?
Yep, I'm leaving. I
Okay,
gotta
you're
get
live
to
on
work.
Local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro reminds you to check your mailbox and find your quote on homeowners insurance. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you're in good hands, like helping you customize your home and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Call today, 910-326-5383. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Check your mailbox today for savings on your homeowner's insurance.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring, and you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. See how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up from a traditional lap bar to a familiar steering wheel experience for stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Unlock the possibilities of your lawn with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street in Kinston for exceptional offers, expert advice, and superior service.
Good morning, you bad, beautiful bosses. This is Carrie Cobb, your boss mortgage broker from Empire Financial, NMLS 1987537.
And good morning, beautiful people. This is Donna Riggs, your local realtor, here with LPT Realty in Onslow County and the surrounding areas of North Carolina. Your boss tip for today is to stop renting and start owning, because now is the right time to buy a home. Contact our team and let us help you approach the home buying process the boss way by building opportunities through simple solutions.
Text or call your lender today at 910-382-2188 or your realtor at 910-340-0224. Empire Financial, NMLS 2108504. Equal opportunity employer and housing lender. Visit empirefi.com for terms and conditions. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
After a long day, who wants to spend time in the kitchen? Let the Burrow Restaurant simplify your life and do the cooking for you. Family dinners that will please even the pickiest palate. Place your to-go order at the Burrow's Facebook page. Tell us if there's a special pickup time or any other instructions, and we'll take care of the rest. And craft cocktails to go. Restrictions apply. Ask for details. Simplify your life with help from the Burrow Restaurant, 109 Front Street in historic downtown Swansboro.
Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 between Swansboro, Jacksonville, and Hubert, reminds you to remember those that didn't forget us. And Outfitters is the most complete sporting and firearm facility in your backyard, complete with a shooting range and instruction. Flatwoods Outfitters carries all major brands of shotguns, long guns, pistols, and ammunition. Flatwoods Outfitters also takes pride in helping you protect your Second Amendment rights and urges you to learn how to safely handle any firearm for personal safety. At Flatwoods Outfitters, you can sight in your scope and use your shooting or archery range. If you're interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can help with that also. So, whether you are a sportsman or concerned about personal safety, let the friendly and knowledgeable staff at Flatwoods Outfitters assist you. For range hours, phone 910-353-7593. Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane in Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution. Flatwoods Outfitters again reminds you to remember those that didn't forget us and paid the ultimate price for our freedom this Memorial Day, Monday, May 29th.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And we're back, and we have a caller on the phone. Good morning. Who's this?
Hi, good morning. This is Bill.
Hello, Bill. How are you?
Good. Let's see. I was calling just, I guess I had heard, a lot of the stuff about gun control and how they, I guess they're not going to require permits and stuff to buy the weapons anymore, or at least for the time being. And it made me wonder, again, I was in the military, and I know, like, in order to draw weapons out of our armories even, and these are people that know you, et cetera, you still had to show your ID, you had a weapons card, and I thought even for buying weapons that checking, the background is one thing, but even to check the fingerprints against what you're filling out, there's so much fraud as far as identity goes that, here's someone with a clean background. Somebody takes it for the purchase of buying a weapon. And I think if you're going to do the background check, you might as well roll the fingers too, just to make sure you're doing it on the same person.
Who's going to do all that?
Say again?
Who's going to do all that?
It always went to the sheriff's department here, I guess, or the police department.
Okay, first, let's go over a couple of things here, Bill. You might not quite understand all of it. You do not have to have a permit, never have had to have a permit to buy a long gun in North Carolina. That's a pistol, a shotgun or a rifle.
Sure.
Okay. You did have to have a background check. That was run by the gun dealer. Now, the gun dealer is not going to go out there, and they don't have the manpower. It would make the cost of any gun prohibitive to run a background check that includes fingerprints that they would have to roll. And they'd have to have somebody who's certified in fingerprints to be able to do that. And then then they'd have to have a machine called an Avis machine to be able to run them at the federal level against all other fingerprints. So that, let's say you're looking at a $500 gun. That's about a $5,000 gun by the time you get all of that done.
I see. Yeah. Okay. I didn't realize it was that, it would become that expensive,
Oh, yes.
So.
And then now for handguns, people are screaming that you do away with the pistol purchase permit in North Carolina, which they've done away with, not required to have one anymore. They were not expensive, but the local sheriff would run not only a background check nationally, but he would run a background check locally, which would include any outstanding warrants that might be against you. In other words, you may have committed a crime. You may be under arrest. You haven't been to court, so therefore you don't have a criminal history in the databases yet. Even if you've got 50B orders, that's the domestic violence order that you cannot own a gun during that time. If you got that up against you, that's not going to show up. So a gun dealer, even if you've got a pistol purchase permit, you go down to your nearest gun shop, and even when the days you had a pistol purchase permit, all of those local violations, even though they hadn't been convicted, would show up, and the sheriff would not give you a permit. Now today, those violations, those charges, allegations against you will not show up in the federal database.
Yeah, I see what he's talking about. I understand like a local one is probably better, even, more.
To me, it is
precise as far as just like, if you're being surveilled for anything, that it would show up on that.
Yeah. So that's my thought process there.
Yeah. All right. They were talking about like money going to other countries and stuff too. It made me wonder how much like, I've been up to just New York City a couple times and seeing all the skyscrapers they had put in up there. And it was just how many like that they had put in actually were occupied was like phenomenal. They were like done, a very small percentage where I guess like something like Chase Manhattan owned a building, they would fill it themselves. But a lot of the other ones that were up all over the place had very, less than 10% occupancy, if any. And they had a security guard, a janitor, someone who wanted to rent the rooms or floors. And it just made me wonder how much, like, if we loaned countries money, they then turned around and said, this is a great investment that will get a great return on, building this building in New York City. In other places, even in the state, if we've had a lot of that where they built, like the sports centers and all that, and then nobody shows up to use it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That the only one that makes out is a contractor on them. So I don't know. It makes me want to, like, I was going around looking at ball fields and stuff. And I'd asked the guy the other day, does anybody use this? And he goes, no. Because we cut it every week. And it's, beautiful facilities, and they just keep building facilities that nobody's going to use. Could you put the money somewhere else,
Yeah.
So it was just something that came up while I was listening, where they had that really beautiful ballpark over at Jack Amiette, and they had the Wellingham field. That was a great field down there. The old Lions field was good. And just to say how many people use these, practically nobody,
Yeah.
So it just made me wonder when they talk about a new sports complex going on, how many is going to use that? Or if the only one that's going to make out is the contractors.
Yeah. No.
So that make it,
I hope that won't be the case. Thanks, Bill. We got to run. Got to
Thanks,
get
Bill.
a commercial in.
All right.
You take care. You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Hey, it's Cool Bobby B. Jacksonville, Onslow County, and beyond. You have found the official station for the Doo-Wop Stop. Heard Saturday nights, 7 till 10, right here on Freedom 97.1 WSME and worldwide at WSME971.com. Join me as we play the absolute best and greatest doo-wop songs of all time. Saturday night, 7 till 10. Get connected now at doowopstop.com.
Does your big dog sound like this? Does it look about the same? Then take your big dog to Bill's Cycle Salvage.
Captain America, I'm Billy.
Now, we never said Bill was a sane man. But he sure has some cool stuff like leather chaps, vests, and jackets.
Oh, I've got a helmet.
Accessories for you and your bike, saddlebags, seat jewelry, keychains.
These ain't no pork chops. These are U.S. prime.
Bill can even order customized items.
I think I'll order kidneys because I left mine out there on the road somewhere.
Magazines, videos, t-shirts, ball caps. Come on into Bill's Cycle Salvage, 921 Marine Boulevard. Everyone is welcome.
Troublemakers.
Bill's got plenty of accessories to make your big dog look like a big dog. Sure, you can buy the parts at Bill's for Harley and try to fix it yourself, but
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Bill's Cycle Salvage, 921 Marine Boulevard for the Harley enthusiasts.
That's what it's all about.
At Sound Furniture and Appliance in Cedar Point, they are proud to have been in the furniture and appliance business since 1965, and their goal is to continue to offer the best products and services to their customers at exceptional prices. Whether you are furnishing your year-round residence, beach house, condo, or office, they have the furnishings to fit any style. Their sales and design teams offer professional and personal service with product and fabric selection. Sound Furniture and Appliance, 600 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, carries name brands such as Sealy, Lazy Boy, and appliances by Sub-Zero, Wolf, Code, and Hashizaki. Financing and local delivery are available. Sound Furniture and Appliance asks you to join them and remembering all our military men and women this Memorial Day, Monday, May the 29th. Sound Furniture and Appliance, open Monday through Friday from 8:30 till 6 and Saturdays from 8:30 to 5:30 p.m. Phone 252-393-8130 for Sound Furniture and Appliance in Cedar Point.
Summer vacation season is here, and if you need automotive service before hitting the highways or just regular maintenance, Cedar Point Tire, the best automotive shop in Cedar Point, is here for you. Cedar Point Tire is more than just a tire store. They offer fast auto service from tune-ups to flat tire repair and all alignment and suspension service. Cedar Point Tire carries all the major name brand tires, so they likely have your preference. It's simple. For all automotive service and tires, call 252-393-3188 or visit Cedar Point Tire, the best automotive shop in Cedar Point, 1083 Cedar Point Boulevard. Cedar Point Tire, come ride with us.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
After a bunch of speculation, it looks like it's going to come to fruition now. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida expected to officially enter the 2024 White House race next week.
Yes.
The popular 2-term conservative governor will file formal paperwork with the Federal Election Commission next week to declare his candidacy for president. The filing by DeSantis will coincide with his meeting next week with top financial backers. By law, DeSantis cannot receive or ask for contributions for a presidential campaign unless he has formally declared his candidacy.
That's right.
By filing with the FEC, DeSantis would be free to solicit donations from donors at the gathering in mind, set in motion a likely fundraising blitz. DeSantis He set a gubernatorial fundraising record last cycle, $110 million in cash on hand in his fundraising committees. Oh my goodness gracious!
Let
At the
me
start
ask
of
you
the spring,
something, though.
that's a whole bunch of money.
If you had poll after poll after poll showing that you were extremely low in the polls compared to the front runner right now, would you still do it?
I don't know, because I have problems with polls, as we know.
Right.
Who are you asking, and how is the question being posed?
Well, there are some websites out there that are pretty trustworthy. They're very independent when they take their polls. But then again, I understand what you're saying. Who do they call? I've never had anyone call me and ask me.
No, the DeSantis too is he's got a lot of recognition right now, but he's missing a lot of recognition. And every time you turn around, Trump is getting recognition. We've got the people who are still dissatisfied with the January 6th deal, who are on Trump's side. Right. And they blatantly blame everybody else but Trump for what occurred. And I'm not saying that Trump had his hand in it, not in a premeditated way, but he also did not do enough to stop it, in my personal opinion. There was a faction of individuals there who took advantage of the opportunity of a huge gathering of people.
Now, one of the good sites to go to is the Rasmussen Report.
Yes, that's a pretty good one.
Yes, it's pretty independent there. I was just trying to bring up their latest one to see who they're showing right now on their polls.
I wonder if Roy Cooper's going to file.
I don't know. It was rumored 6-7 months ago.
Yep.
There was a lot of talk about it. A lot of talk about his trips up to upper states,
Yep.
meeting with donors and cash contributors, et cetera, et cetera. So
Never can tell.
you never can tell.
Okay, what we got coming up tomorrow? We don't know, do we?
We don't know yet.
No, we got dumb crook news for one
Yes,
thing.
we do.
And so we'll get to that at 8:30 in the morning, pretty straight up. And I'm trying to think who else is out there. But
The following week, we're booking up pretty
Yeah.
fast. We're going to have a lot of different military representatives and organizations coming on because it's the week before
Yep.
Memorial Day. So we will have some good guests next week.
And hurry on out if you don't have a flag yet, or if yours is tattered. Go ahead out. There are a number of places that got them on sale. Please look at that labels and see if they're made in China. And if they are, look somewhere else.
That's
Or
right.
order it online. You've got time. Just make sure it's not a made in China tag on it.
And I will tell you right now that Amazon is advertising flags made in America.
Okay.
So, and they're very, very cheap, a lot cheaper. And let me tell you what I did a couple of weeks ago. I told you my granddaughter and I and my sister, we like to go thrift store shopping.
Mhm.
We give back to the community. You go to
Mhm.
Goodwill,
Sure.
the Women's Center, etc. And we went into one and I found 2 American flags
Really?
that somebody had donated, and I no labels on them, made in China. I got them for like $4 or $5 a
Oh,
piece.
wow. That's cool.
Brand new. And I was like, hey.
I was at a restaurant,
stocked.
and I can't remember the name of it right now, in Beaufort, downtown. Speaking of Beaufort,
Right.
a couple of years ago, I was there during the fishing tournament, and on the wall was a flag, a big American flag
Oh, yes.
with 48 stars on it, an original.
Oh, wow.
Yes, is a little seafood and other restaurant, but primarily seafood type stuff right downtown
Right.
on the waterfront.
I have one
gotta
that's a
get back down there.
replica of the one Betty Ross made.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
The 13 stars on it for
Mm-hmm.
the 13 colonies. Yeah, I have one of those. But,
All right, we'll be back in about 22 hours.
Oh, it's
so
that time
hang in there.
already.
We'll if you want to chat or whatever about some cool. If you want to chat about some boating stuff, come on down to Tideline Marine today. I'll be there after 10 o'clock, and let's see if we can get you in a boat. Can get you some fishing gear. If you're new to the area and you have them in saltwater fishing. You've done that lake fishing and the trout, stream fishing.
You have to
and
go saltwater.
and that kind of. And you're living here now. Come on by. We'll show you what we. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay safe, and you might have to stay dry tonight, but hopefully it will be wetting my garden down. Live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now a day. D's coming up at 10, and then Hollywood Man will be in the house at 3.
Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.